First of all, we've all heard people say you have to empower yourself, but nobody really tells you what that means. Is it confidence? Is it independence? Is it healing? Is it discipline? And if you've spent most of your life looking to other people for validation, how do you even begin empowering you? Today, we're unpacking what self-empowerment really is, why it matters, and the practical steps you can take to become the person you've been waiting for. It's time for Modern Day Bae.
But for real though, check me out though. Hold on, check me out. Well, it's the MDB, and that's the queendom for me. And if we all up in the queendom, it's about 11 p.m. Eastern time, where you find a whole lot of them dimes on the app. Spark the L and sit back, get different with 30 rap. Modern Day Bae is like that. Boss Bae, Panda, where you at? Your boy needs some advice with a little bit of laughs. Ella drugs, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Every Tuesday, I be waiting on that feature. Bright purple ribbon clicking in it, they be preaching. Ella drugs, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Ella drugs, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Ella drugs, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Ella drugs, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Daddy.
Welcome into Modern Day Bae, the only live stream podcast exploring self-love and healthy modern day relationships. My name is Elle, the drug, and we record and release new episodes every Tuesday. So make sure you tap into the live recording at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on TikTok and listen to the latest episode wherever you watch or listen to your podcast. And while you're listening or watching, make sure you're staying connected with us by liking, subscribing, sharing, all of it. And especially make sure you're following us on Instagram at Modern Day Bae Podcast. Tonight, we're talking about one of those topics that is really fun to talk about, but also very eye-opening, right? Because in a world of oversaturation, it's easy to hear the same things so often that they actually lose meaning, right? Phrases like stand in your power, know your worth, choose yourself. It sounds good. They sound great, actually, but what does it actually look like IRL? Self-empowerment is one of those things we hear about, but rarely understand how to execute. Now, of course, there's trial and error in what works for you, but it's deeper than that. Self-empowerment is the ability to trust yourself, plain and simple, to believe you can handle life, to know that even when things don't go your way, you won't abandon yourself, which is actually where we left you last week whenever we were talking about emotional security. So if you haven't heard that episode, make sure you circle back on it, because that left me asking one huge question. How? If we know life becomes a lot less scary when you know you'll always have your back, how do we encourage folks to digest and navigate it? On this episode of Modern Day Bae, we're talking about what self-empowerment really is, why so many people struggle to build it, and how you can begin strengthening it one decision at a time. When we get back, the Boss Bae panel will be right here. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, welcome back. Y'all already know we are here with the one and only Boss Bae panels in the building. Yes. All right, in our first box, we have y'all know I can't do a dangerous thing. I can't take that intro for him, but just know, okay, we got the Dr. Chef Nikki 24/7 is in the building, y'all. What's up, girl?
What's up, everybody?
It's good to see you. All right, next to behind somewhere on the screen, y'all. Okay, we've got Big Double L is in the building as well. Hello. Period. And of course, we have the one and only Jokes on You here as well tonight. Very excited to see you all. Y'all know I love seeing your faces on Tuesday evenings. So thank you for being here. How we feeling? Everybody good? How's the week going so far? Y'all good?
It's amazing. I'm feeling amazing.
Is it?
Feeling blessed.
Sad because summer's almost over.
Yeah. It goes quickly. It goes so fast. Faster than you realize it's going. I love that, Nikki. I be like, when people tell me they're amazing, I'm like, are you? Are you for sure? But you were convincing. I like it.
Yeah, I'm amazing.
I
Good.
believe it
I'm
too.
amazing.
You amazing too, Double? Okay, let me find
I
out.
said, I believe it too. I believe it.
Oh yeah, right? It's hard. It's really hard not to believe, Nikki. Like, period. Okay. So let's get into tonight's conversation, y'all. We're talking about self-empowerment. And I had a different topic at first, which y'all know, but I was going through the notes. I was looking at the questions. I was thinking about what's on my heart. And I was like, ooh, Nikki's on the show this week. Let's talk about self-empowerment. Okay. I really want to do it. And part of it is because we've had these conversations recently about second chances and about understanding your worth and your value, about boundaries, about emotional security. And I feel like we've been spewing off all of these great ideas and things that are necessary for like healthy living and living well. But how do we do that, right? Like, how do we actually take the step to empower ourselves other than just listening to other people talk about it or just like, to getting people's think pieces on the internet? Like, how do we actually have steps to do that? So I wanted to get with y'all. I wanted to talk about this, and I thought that y'all were just the perfect people to do that with, obviously. So I'm excited to get into this tonight. I think that it'll, be one of those episodes that is really able to give people a starting point for moving forward in their journey, which is why we're here. So I'm excited for it. When we think about self-empowerment, why is that such a huge part of the journey, right? When I wrote the question, I originally wrote of the self-love journey, but honestly, of survival, of success, right? Like, why is self-empowerment such a big part of our journeys?
I mean, it's the only journey there can be. That's who you are in this world. You are just who you are. You are yourself. I mean, none of us can sit up here and say what's after this world. We may have a faith, we may have a belief, and that may guide us. But at the end of the day, it is an individual journey that we are all on. There are definitely people like next to us who are cheering us on, some of them holding us back, all of those things.
Right.
You don't come into the world alone, but y'all know that saying, you come in alone, you're going to leave alone, right? Like those type of things. What else do you have to do if you don't have to empower yourself in this world? What else do you actually have to do?
Okay.
Besides stay black and pay taxes.
Girl.
Let's start off nice and easy. Let's start off nice and easy tonight. If you don't believe in yourself, why the fuck should anybody else? That's the first line, opening line. You know how I do. All right.
Okay. All right. If you don't believe in yourself. So that's a good question. Is empowerment the same as believing in yourself?
Believing in yourself is a part of the process of learning how to self empower, if you will. You have to know that what you're bringing is at least your whole self. Some people don't bring their whole selves to the table, and when you bring in yourself at 100%, that's enough. And most people will recognize that. Some people come in compartmentalized, and some people call that, characterize that as a project. But if you have a sustaining process that allows you to go from zero to hero, or just take even once to go from zero to one, and you can grow from that, that means you're self-sustaining in any environment. That means that you know, you can grow no matter what the situation is. So self-empowerment is important, especially when you're bringing another person into your circle, whatever that may be, whatever relationships you seek. So it's very important.
Absolutely. I love that. And what I'm really, and please forgive me, because I will be alluding to the emotional security episode a lot, because I just feel like it's almost like a part one to this, or even you could put this as the part one to that. I don't know, but they definitely correlate and go hand in hand. And I'm hearing some of the things that we talked about on that episode, right? Where you have to believe in yourself, right? You have to have knowledge of self, right? You have to have that awareness, and being yourself in full. I love that you brought that part up, Jokes, because I think there's so many different elements to it and so many different ways that it can bloom. And that's one of those ones that's underrated, because people will often feel comfortable enough to show what they feel comfortable showing. But to show up as your full, authentic self in any situation, that's challenging.
Yes, it is.
That's challenging, right? Why is that so challenging?
For Black people, it's dangerous. I'm just going to put that out there right there
okay.
on some parts. So I'm going to just say that. So I think that there's like a
Cool.
double consciousness, a triple consciousness, all of those things that we have to kind of do. And so I think that sometimes there's a hesitation to show up as your authentic self because it's just, this is safety. I need to be safe first. I need to make sure that I'm safe. Some of us have been in so many situations where showing up as our authentic self made us vulnerable in unsafe ways, not in a healthy way, right? And so I think that that's why it's difficult to be authentic sometimes. I think about like code switching. I'm not sure. I'm always authentically myself
Right.
when I'm at work. I am always authentically myself. However, I might speak differently, right? I might not engage in certain conversations. I might choose to just not even go there with it, right? And so I do think that depending on the person, it can be an issue of safety.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are in a safe space, sometimes it's hard to show up because we've been put down so many times, right? When you show, again, it's a safety, I think. It's a vulnerability issue. You want to feel safe and comfortable in being your authentic self.
Okay. I like how you say code switching for sure. You know what I mean? But it definitely brings us back to how people are in pieces, right? No one is necessarily one dimensional. No one's necessarily just one straight path, right? Everybody has different parts of them. So these parts of me don't necessarily blend with this crowd or this set of people or this environment. So I can't authentically be my whole self here, but I'm still myself. You still get a piece of me. This is still me. So, yeah.
I would say there are a lot of unfortunately bad learned behaviors that have been passed down to a lot of us that we don't even know subconsciously. And one of those things is taking advantage. I'm just going to leave those two words because you can add the rest of the words depending on who you are. But that's something that we learn when we want to go to school. We have to take advantage of dot dot dot, and sometimes that means you got to step on some toes. That means you have to, and I'm not just talking about authentic competition. I'm just talking about we learn to take advantage of things, and because we know if we don't, there's a chance that, like she said, like Double said, we might not be safe, we not be okay. So we need to learn how to this skill of taking advantage, and now that we have this skill, now we got to use it, especially in this area that we're talking about, because now it's me versus you before it's us, because that's where we are. We're in Mortal Kombat now. That's what I used to call it back in the old days.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent points, y'all. There's a lot to unpack there, even in just this first question. But some of the things that stood out to me that you all said was like we're in different pieces, right? Like we have different pieces of us that belong and sometimes feel like they belong in different spaces. Fear is a huge one. Fear is something that holds us back in ways we don't even see or realize half the time. But I think that's what's so amazing about empowerment, and particularly self-empowerment, because when you empower yourself, it's not that you're like, oh, well, I'm never going to fail. No, trust me. No, that's not what happens. But there is this safety that Jokes was talking about in coming back to yourself and knowing that you can maintain your composure, that you can maintain your power through that, right? And that is why it is, I believe, such a huge piece in people learning to trust themselves and to elevate themselves on their personal journeys. With that being said, how do you feel about like empowering? Is that a skill? Is that something that is built? Is that something that is innate? How, there are people that that you just see and you're like, that's an empowering person. Nikki's one of those people for me. She just, by seeing her, empowers me, right? It has nothing to do with her brand, because that is her brand, but that has nothing to do with it. It's just that that's who she is. So there are people that are just like, that naturally have that. And she's a teacher, right? And so shout out to my mom too, who's just naturally good at that. But there are also people who I believe don't have that skill set and have to develop it. So what do you think? Is it more so a thing that you're born with? Is it something that you have to learn? Does it depend on who you are? Or what's y'all's take on that?
It can be a nice balance, honestly. Realistically, to start it off, either you have it or you don't, right? So if you're born with it, sure, right? Cool. Some of us are lucky like that, right? Then some of us are able to learn it along the way because of being able to pay attention, be aware, adapt, right? And then some people just can't lead, they can't learn, they can't empower anything. They don't even believe in themselves. So it's like, how you going to help me if you can't help yourself? So it just is what it is. Either you got it or you don't.
I agree. I agree. It's a mix of nature and nurture in there with it, right?
Bars.
Like that's
Bars.
just really what it is. Now I might disagree. Like I'm hopeful. Maybe that's the teacher in me. I'm hopeful that everybody has the ability to nurture that, right? To get that or nurture that at some point in their life, because it's a very sad space and place when you aren't able to empower yourself, right? When you are not able, like if you can just imagine if there's no one else around you doing it, and you are not able to empower yourself, that's a sad, sad space to be in. So I have a little hope that some people can do it, but I do agree with double that there, I know somebody where it's just like, dang, you are so lucky you have people in your community right now who are pushing you through and lifting you up because you are, hell bent on just what's the opposite of empowering yourself? Devaluing yourself?
Yeah. I was going to say powering off.
Depower, right.
Powering off. Your battery's dead? I don't know.
Low battery.
In the red.
Right.
The opposite.
Yeah. What the hell? So I do believe it is like a nature versus nurture type of thing. And you fall in one of those categories, but there's a third bucket of people that just never get it.
Oh, that's rough.
Some people are useless. It just is what it is.
Man, y'all not going back tonight.
I mean, there is a small percentage of people that have a reprobate mind that you cannot change anything. But I believe, like Nikki said, as long as they have strength and a sound mind, I mean, empowering yourself, it starts with not being afraid to fail. People that know how to empower themselves know how to fail and not afraid to do it. That's the first, that's how you learn to empower yourself. You got to be afraid to fail. And then once you learn that it's not so scary on the deep end of the water and you're afraid that you can just jump right on into those situations where the old person from yesterday might not have did that. But see, I got some information along the way and tomorrow I'm going to step a little differently. And so we learn. But if you never go outside, if you never been that corner because you're afraid to, if you don't pick up that book because somebody told you not to, if you don't apply to this job because somebody told you that you're not qualified, you're never going to empower yourself. So stick.
Yeah.
Those are bars.
Those are bars. And I love that you said that as well. I remember when we were talking about performative healing, Jokes, you were on that episode. And we were saying, like, you were the one actually saying, why are you looking to other people to tell your story? Why are you relying on validation from other people to give you your power, right? In this instance. And I love that because that's one of those questions that, like, there's no good answer to. You just have to lock in and do it. I love it. I love it. So if we're thinking about empowerment and we're thinking about the things that hold us back and we're thinking about the things that it potentially affects in our lives and the opportunities that it affects in our lives, what does self-empowerment look like in everyday life, in regular scenarios where nothing special's happened, where no one necessarily like said anything that you have to like stand up for yourself for, or no one's done anything to like, to like try to jab at you or anything like that. But there are still those opportunities where just self-empowerment presents itself, or the opportunity to self-empower presents itself. So what does that look like in everyday life? Do you have any moments like that you'd like to share, or examples if you don't want to give a personal one?
Getting up every day is one for sure. You know what I mean? The act of actually getting out the bed, I'm going to go be productive, not productive. I'm going to do laundry, not whatever the case may be. The act of actually getting out the bed, you feel what I'm saying? Is an act of self-empowerment, right? Me personally, right? I don't mind. It is what it is. I got my own little depression issues, right? It happens, right? So the thought of even getting something done, right? Oh, I got work to do today. I have something to do today. Me pushing through and being able to do that It's something simple, right?
I like that you brought that up, Double. I think that's very important for people to know is that self empowerment looks different for every single person. And it also looks different at different moments in your life, right? Sometimes it is, as for you, it could be for me as well, just getting up out the bed. Yo,
Yeah.
that's self empowerment, right? I think that for me, the definition of self empowerment is really self improvement. Is there something, am I always trying to rise higher than the day before? And whether that's mentally, physically,
Right.
emotionally, financially, it could be in a lot of different buckets. But am I trying to be better than before, right? Am I reflecting on my life, right? Am I reflecting? Am I taking the moments to pause and really be present in the people's lives that I'm present in, right? I think all of those things. I think one thing that we don't like think about, and it's a double edged sword. I think that there's in self empowerment there is something that has to do with solitude, of starting to get comfortable with self, right? Of being in love with just your own company, right? I'm doing this, like I'm taking this class because I want to take this class, right? Because I want to learn how to crochet. I want to learn how to do lip liner, y'all. I've been practicing.
Hello.
That's
She
why I
done
got the lip liner on
empowered. You done
today.
empowered yourself. Hello.
You've been learning too. I see you've been
Hello.
learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Big learn.
Listen, I'm telling you, right? You're never too old to learn how to do baby hairs. I just learned how to do this, y'all. Okay, let me just put that out there. I'm self empowerment on that one.
Period.
But it's really about being comfortable with yourself, being able to be in solitude, in conversation, in love with yourself. That is really kind of, and I know why you wanted to start with self love with empowerment, because that's where it starts, right? But that's not to say that people who don't love themselves cannot later on be empowered. I'm reading a book called Mattering, and it's an amazing, amazing book, you guys. But the woman who wrote it said that everyone needs a corner man. And I think that's a term for the person who's your hype person in boxing. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that's where that comes from, right? And the stories that she gave, some people found empowerment, self-empowerment later in life because they had a corner man. It might have taken years, it might have taken decades, it might have took a lot of corner men to do it, but eventually they were able to kind of find that self-empowerment and being comfortable with self and solitude because there were so many people. And I guess that's where we get it takes a village, those type of things, right? Right. So I just say all that I think that self-empowerment looks different for different people at different moments. It can look like you have a village, and it can look like you by yourself.
Bars. I got a bar too. You know what I'm saying? Even the word empowerment has I'm power. And I meant it in it. You feel what I'm saying? There we go. Yeah. It's going down. Yeah, clock that. Clock that one tonight.
Period.
I'm gonna take
Period.
that. I'm about to take that.
So, I mean, empowerment to me is simply the attitude you choose to hold on to.
Okay.
Okay.
Because if I have the will in my mind that I know in the past I've done something and I had to will myself to get it done, I had to will the situation and couldn't give up on it. I had to push further than I normally would because I just wasn't going to take no for an answer. um we all have those situations like we've been stuck in traffic and we have to get over, but we just want that one person to give us a little bit of space, and then they let us in that space, and then there's just this relief because there was a small area of panic, and then it just went away. That attitude that we have that just goes back and forth and up and down, you got to wake up medium or and lift yourself up. You know what I mean? You can't wake up low. You can't, because you shouldn't be going to bed low. You should be going to bed in high spirits. And so when you wake up, even if you had a bad dream, you say, okay, I know what is on my list for the day. I know what I need to check off from yesterday. I didn't do these things, so we definitely going to do them today. That's empowering, saying, I know I didn't do this, but I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to make sure I do it first thing in the morning. We have those moments. We all have those moments where we forgot this or forgot that, but we want to pick it up, or we won't do that again the same way because we don't want to deal with the consequences of these situations. So it's your attitude. If you have a bad attitude because things haven't been going your way, and you have that same attitude, well, then now you're depressed after a week or two or a month because you couldn't
Mhm.
change your attitude.
Facts.
You probably didn't change your routine. You probably did the same things every day and expected a different result, which is insanity to me.
Mm.
But it's all about your attitude to me.
All bars. All
Bars.
bars. I'm telling you,
Super
y'all came in
bars.
hot today. I love it. I love it. Um, so many things again. So
No.
I agree with all the things that you said. There's so many different, this is why I love this setup for these conversations, because there's so many different things you can do and ways in which you can do them, that it really is a matter of, I think earlier in the opening I said it's trial and error. You're gonna have to try some things. You're gonna have to reflect. You're going to have to hold yourself accountable, right? You're going to have to know what you like to even start trying those things and empowering yourself to go out and do it, right? You're going to have to know what scares you so that you know what fears you have to face, right? There's a lot of things that go into it. One of the biggest things for me was victim mindset, right? Everything felt like life was happening to me. Everything felt like it was happening to me. Why did this happen to me? Why me? How come I had to do it? What? And on the surface, there's nothing necessarily wrong with those questions. I think it's natural for someone to ask that question if something happens or if you're not feeling right. But when you stay in that space of why me, why did I, and everything happened to you, I'll tell you one thing that space is lacking is accountability, right? And I'll tell you another thing that space is lacking is that will that Jokes was talking about, to want to press on, to want to move forward, to want to take on and be more powerful than what happened to you. And I had to understand that. I had not even understand it, y'all. I'm gonna be straight up. I had to get tired of myself. I had to get frustrated and annoyed and almost angry with myself. Why are you letting life happen to you? If that's how I felt, right? If that's where I was so stuck, why do I keep letting these happen? And it was when I asked that question, was the question that I did not want to ask or be accountable to answer. But it's when I asked that I actually empowered myself. And so for me, one of the biggest things for me was allowing myself to grieve. But just like in anything, there's always a season for something. And when that season closes and it's time to move on, it is time to move on. And I want to jump back a little bit to what Nikki said. I think what you were talking about when you said isolation, it's like it comes from within, but you can't grow alone. Is it okay to get empowered by other people? I mean, I know how I feel. I very much love being around people who are empowered and in turn empower me. But I'm interested to know what you all feel, because when we're talking about this, there is an element that is important for you to master for yourself so that in the event you can always come home to yourself. But a lot of us do rely on other people to help empower ourselves.
You need people, right? We are humans, and I think we've established that in solitude, too much solitude, right, does something actually to you mentally, right? So you can't do all of this on your own. I do think that it's with anything, everything is in moderation. You can be empowered to do the wrong thing. You can be empowered to say the wrong thing. You can be empowered to be the wrong person. You can be empowered to do all of those things, right? And so I do think you have to be careful about that.
Yeah.
But I also think it's the same thing. I'm getting a little bit kind of my wires crossed just a little bit, because I'm going back to what you said about the victimhood thing, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a little hard for me, probably as a historian, to, right, when I think about our history, I'm not getting over it, and I'm not going to sit here and be like, nope, I'm getting over it. I don't want to be a victim to it. And I know it's two different things, but I also wonder if there isn't something in that victimhood sometimes, because, and whatever it is, I think you touched on it. There's something in there that switched, right? There was something that was dwelling in that. Like, you must have to go through that channel and that journey for some people in order for it to switch. But like anything, I think that too much of it is going to be a problem. So if you're just one of those persons that all you do is read self-help books all day long, you a self-help junkie, but you don't apply any of it, but you're so busy giving out the information that you don't apply it to yourself, I think that's going to harm you later on. Not quite sure how, like, right, not learning from that. I think that it probably will help, like, harm you later on. So everything in moderation for me.
Mm.
And you got to be careful who y'all be listening to out here, okay? Because I know a lot of y'all men out here. I'm sorry, I'm just saying, like y'all was out here. Y'all thought y'all was empowered by Mr. Kevin Samuels. Y'all was feeling it. And this is not anybody that it could be nobody in this live. It could be somebody who's gonna listen to this podcast. Y'all was big empowered, okay?
Yeah.
Down the wrong damn color pill. I don't know what that was. Whatever it was. Red pill, blue pill, yellow pill, black pill. I don't know what pill, but you took the wrong one. And you gotta be careful about shit like that. Just saying.
Okay. Once you do the inner work after realizing that enough is enough and I'm sick of this, things change, right? There's a major difference between being there for someone to lean on you, right, and ask for help and you pick them up, than there is for you to be someone's crutch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's two totally different things. And as far as like listening to everybody, there's so many women out here empowered by Sexy Red. It's ridiculous. You just got to make better decisions out here as people. You gotta make better decisions.
Ain't nobody. He made that up.
Sexy Red.
He made it up. It's no
bow. Whatever.
Sexy Red be empowering the niggas. I don't know if you know. Okay, she be letting y'all think that y'all be having stuff that y'all don't got. Okay, she just be up there living the lie.
Women be falling for it. The women be out here falling for it, feeling like they can do it too. So it is what it is.
Other half, we supposed to be on the same team. What are you doing?
We are. But then you got Nikki out here doing this shit now.
Oh, I think that what do they say when a hurt dog hollers? Something like
Dang.
that. Was you listening to Kevin Samuels, hubby? I hope not.
This dog is not hurt, but I will holler for you later.
I was about to say, not my other half listening to Kevin Samuels. Please, God, no.
So he was not. We know
he was a genius.
Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Number two, because I don't speak bad on the dead.
Nobody who's died, you speak.
Wait, you like Charlie? Okay, hold on. We gotta do this after. Hold on.
No, I just,
Hey, wrong episode.
I'm just saying, what she was trying to, her example, although extreme on the brothers right now, it was on that brother. We just gonna leave that where it was, because we don't have to internalize everything that he said and did, because empowering self and looking at other people doesn't mean that you have to, walk in their footsteps. Like she was saying before, there's people that empower themselves to go shoot up churches. There's people that empower themselves off of different things, and you got to look at people's actions and their words. Like, you don't know, even I'm sure Nikki as a historian has learned things about people that we idolize as Black people, but you learn some other details about their lives, and maybe they weren't the best of people to be following, and at them times, maybe they were just the best around at that time, and they were the ones to do the job at that time, at that place. But not necessarily aren't the people that you invite to your dinner table necessarily. So you really need to empower yourself based on people's words and their actions. You can do that with people like Dr. King. You can do that with other people that we've learned about that stood on principles that still stand to this day. That's how you know if it can empower you, because it didn't just empower you, it empowered more than just you, and it empowers a nation. So those are morals and principles that have already been set forth. If you're trying to create some new stuff, then that's just you and a blank piece of paper telling yourself what don't you want to do, and who do you want to be, and are you going to look at that piece of paper and actually apply it, like she said, every day? Are you applying those things that you need to do or you want to do? Are you waiting for somebody to show you how to do it? Some people have mentors. They're blessed to have people that care enough about them to show them a path that they can walk on. It's up to them to follow it. But some people are not blessed to have that. So they have to make good decisions in life. They have to be tough and mentally strong when things are tough. And some people just aren't strong enough to self-empower when things are tough. That's all to me.
I definitely relate to a system, having a support group, having people around you. That's not something that I always did. And so that's something that while I appreciated the time to reflect by myself and understand myself better, you get to a point where you do need people, you do need connection, you do need belonging. And whenever you're blessed enough to have people around you that genuinely have that will, that aren't afraid, that understand all your different pieces and still show up to give all of those pieces of you love, that's very special. I also think that there are a lot of scamming ass nigga. Like there are a lot of scammers and like hater, like all of that stuff, but there are also a lot of people that genuinely know what they're talking about. A lot of times you will find them in these things that you open up and there's words on a page and you have to read them. You know, like there's a lot of information out there, but a lot of times we don't do what we need to go find it or to actually consume it. And that goes into everything that you're into in life, right? Like you're going to have to put in that time and that effort in order to get the benefit back, the return on investment. And I'm trying to give you I'm trying to put out there different things from the internet. I'm on the internet. I love being on the internet, but this is not the end all be all. This is not where all of the information is. This is not where you come to get a one-stop quick shop. Like that's not what this is. I know that's what it feels like, but that's not what this is. So again, books, therapy, mentors, friends or peers, coaches, all of these people are around they are supportive roles like teachers, educators, right? There's so many ways in which you can enrich your thought process and just your perspective so that you are empowered. Because just jumping back a little bit to those everyday things you do, these are the everyday things that you do. These are the things you do to enrich yourself, to empower yourself, to understand yourself better, and to not be afraid to take action, right? Everything starts in the mind. When you feed your mind enough, you build it up strong enough to take the action. That's a big part in recognizing the resources around you. Sometimes it may take more time again to find the ones of quality or to, but there are resources. One of the great resources is Modern Day. No, I'm just kidding. But it's actually, I'm just kidding.
Talk about it.
But though there are those things out there beyond the internet, beyond just your friend on FaceTime telling you, oh, fuck that nigga. Like, there's other things that you can look into. This is why the self-empowerment is so important, because you have to be self-empowered in order to receive that empowerment from other people. You have to get up and go get the book and find the book and do the research, right? You have to go find the therapist and go to the session and tell them how you feel, or find somebody that fits as a good mentor, right? You have to do those things first, empower yourself first, before you can receive that empowerment back. And that's really why it is so important, because you're not going to get it what the devil say? Who gonna do it if you don't?
All right, so I got another bar too. You feel what I'm saying? I got another bar too, right? If you're scared to touch the pot, you'll never get burnt, but you'll never learn how to cook. You feel what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? That's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? Word.
I love what you said about like there's things outside of the social media. There's things off of this app. But there's also, using the app to find those things, right? Like the thing I love about TikTok is that you can find what you want to find on TikTok. You can definitely find it. And there are so many people that are encouraging you to get up off this app. Go find what's happening in your community. Yeah. Go down to the local community center. Go down to, you may not want to read a book, y'all, but I'm going to just let you know your library is a gold mine. All right. They have bulletin boards in there, and you would be surprised what's on the bulletin boards. All of your community events, right? Jobs, free money sometimes. I mean, get out in the world. That's the thing I do like about TikTok, is that as soon as the algorithm knows you a little bit, it's going to feed those things to you that can take you off of here. And one thing also that you said, Elle, about empowerment, where your mind is, that's what you're going to feed. Where your mind is. If you sitting around drinking, getting high all day and just, you know what I'm saying? That's what you empowering yourself to do. That's the algorithm you're going to get stuck in. That is the thing that's going to feed you. Is going to continue to feed you. And it's going to be very hard to get yourself out of that if you aren't in community, or you don't have like a strong, sense of self, because we sometimes, all of us at various points in our life, we've been in places we shouldn't have been in, right? And some of us have known how to get out of those, but others have needed people and communities to help us get out of it.
Yeah. Or to get into communities, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, if there weren't women, Black women, supportive women that if they weren't there to open up doors for me to get in, I wouldn't have been able to get in and then open up doors for other folks, right? So it's something that we all need. It's community driven, but it is certainly self-starter for sure.
I'm gonna say thank you to you guys. You know what I'm saying? I met you guys on another app, and listen, when I first got on that app, I was not who I like. I've always been me, but I was just like, what's happening here? I came to the app, definitely because I was in a bad space, and being in community there, seeing you guys do what you were doing, the conversations you were having, even if it was just laughing and having a great time, allowed me to come up out of my funk, allowed me to pick up a new habit. I would have never got on a mic talking to anyone about any of this, you guys. I'm just like, what? And then also allowed me to share my many passions with people, other people, outside of my classroom, outside of my community, where I physically live. So I just want to say thank you for empowering me to be who I am right now in this space that I am. It's just that moment that I felt like I needed to say thank you to you guys.
Oh,
Because listen, in case y'all don't know, they was around when empowerment was born. And so I'm sitting here like, wait a minute though. I thank you guys. Thank you so much.
We thank you. We thank you for being who
Thank
you
you,
are.
Nikki.
You know what I mean?
Thank you, Nikki.
Sharing that with us. You feel me? Giving us the chance to give you that chance, to give us that chance by giving you that chance. You know what I mean?
fact.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nikki, you know how I feel about you, girl. You can't do no wrong in my book.
I mean, I saw Elle up there. I was like, who is she?
Girl.
A little crushy crush.
Nah, Nikki don't remember the first time I seen her, y'all. Don't she? I'm gonna tell the story. We're gonna wait till after the show. I love it. No, but that's how I feel too. I feel, that I wouldn't have had, honestly, the will or capacity to get past what I was going through if I didn't have this community. If I didn't have people that I just look to for love and light and inspiration and motivation. And it's really difficult for me when I look around and see all of you all, just your amazingness, so accessible to me. It's really hard for me to stay in a funk or to be okay with staying in a spot where I'm not growing or elevating, because I'm around such incredible and impactful people. So I definitely, I feel that for sure.
And if y'all don't have that out there, don't think that it's not going to happen for you guys.
Yeah.
That's the whole important thing. There's so many people out here. I do know that there's a loneliness epidemic.
Yeah.
And it's not just with men, but it is with young men and it is with older men. But people in general, as we get more entrapped in this social media era, I just want people out there to know, if you don't have it yet, you can still find it. You will still find it. I mean, there's a part of you that has to believe, and there's a part of you that has to kind of have that little bit of light still in your heart where you think that. Start small. Start very, very small. It could be in your church. It could be at your school. It could be at your job, just saying hi to somebody, just noticing somebody, just smiling. You might not even have the words just yet, but you can start to build that community. And with that community, you will start to build something inside of you that will begin to fuel that empowerment for yourself. So don't give up if you don't have it yet.
That's truly it. It's like a magnet. Once you get the magnet, you just keep attracting more, and then that enables you to keep empowering people and yourself. And then it just lets that reciprocity continue to cycle, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And yeah, you will. That's part of the reason why I like doing this live, is because we create community when we do it. You have instant access to this conversation while it's happening. You have people in the comments that you may, go back and forth with or share opinions with, or maybe even follow and start building community with as well. This is literally what this space is. So to see people in it and engaging in it is also very rewarding. It makes me want to work harder. So we love that. We love that. But I do want to ask y'all, and Nikki, you kind of started to touch on it, but about the things that you can do to just those quick, tangible things that you can do to get started, right? Like you said, get up and get in the shower. When I think you said get up and get out of bed or get in the shower. When I tell you that is the realest shit, girl, that is so real. Sometimes you just gotta get in the shower and just wash all of it off you. You don't have to do anything. Sometimes you just have to get up and walk around for a little bit, right? You just have to take that first step. And so I love that you said that earlier. But I do want to circle back what's about and give folks maybe just something they can do to jumpstart if they're in a funk or if they're, struggling to find ways to empower themselves. Like, what's just one thing that you would recommend folks do to jumpstart that ability in themselves?
For me, it really is that getting up out of bed, like the first thing. But always, there's two things I have to say. First, do something that makes you feel good.
Mm.
So whether it's putting on that lip liner, whether it's putting on blush, whether it's putting on earrings, wearing your favorite color, wearing your favorite sneakers, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you got to do that makes you feel good, going to Deion Sanders, right? Because he said, if you feel good, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, they play something like that. He has this whole little thing that goes on, right? If you feel good, you play good. If you play good, they pay good. All of those things.
Yeah.
Make sure that you feel good. So whatever that thing is, you can wear your favorite outfit the whole week long. All right. You can do whatever it is. Right. For me, it's like I always carry scents around. I like to smell good. So I'm gonna make sure whether it's the lotion, whatever it is, I'm gonna smell good at all moments in time because oh my God, who is smelling like that? Oh, it's me, right? Like that's what I'm doing, right? All day long. Like, who is she? Who is she to myself all day long? Another thing that I've been thinking about this summer is you said reciprocity. Play it forward. You sometimes may not be kind to yourself. You cannot be kind to yourself. There's just something going on in your life. But very few of us can be unkind at all times to other people. We got jobs. We got to go out there and put that smile on, even if we don't want to. So make it a habit of being that light for someone else. And again, it's a simple smile to a stranger.
Bars.
You do not know what you are going. You might change the whole trajectory of their life, right? If you just smiled at someone, if you just saw that person walking by and you're like, girl, your hair is gorgeous, right? Or, oh my gosh, you got a nice smile. Or, damn, I like that outfit. Or, damn, you smell, whatever it is. Do that to someone else and it might not come back for a minute, but it will come back to you. It will come back to you. It's like a boomerang.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna piggyback off that. 100%. Nikki does smell good. I'm just letting y'all know that's true for sure. You know, that's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? That's true. You know what I'm saying? But to piggyback off the other fact too. I don't know if y'all notice about me or not, but for sure, like every day I wake up, I intentionally go out into the world, whether it's online, outside, whatever case may be, my kids, whatever, somebody, right? I intentionally make like it depends on the day because I go up and down with the numbers, but I intentionally make a certain number of people smile or laugh for the day. Like it has to happen at least, right? For sure, right? Granted, sometimes it does backfire because they label me the biggest flirt, whatever, whatever. But still, I go around, I make sure people smile, I make sure like I want to put that energy in the air because like even if I'm having a bad day, you never know what somebody else's day is, right? I can carry more stuff than a lot of people can, but I still want to make sure that the energy is there. So yeah.
I like what they both said, and I was kind of thinking like Nikki must have been in my head because when she was talking about, talking to strangers and stuff, like in my line of work, I deal with strangers every day. So one of the things that I try to do is speak to those who aren't seen and listen to those who aren't heard and take a moment with the gas station clerk and ask him about his day and what he's doing after work,
Exactly.
even though I know we're not going to catch up, but just now and now, his reaction when I come up is 10 times different than the regular people that come up and get gas. Everybody looking at me like I'm some type of celebrity or something, but I treat everybody like celebrities. There's a little video. I don't know if I shared it with y'all, but it's a video of two people, a mother and son, and I know they're African because I love their accents, and you know how I feel about these voices now. But he's like, "Oh, mommy, what are you wearing?" And he's like, "This is your mother, and your mother is the queen." And he said, "Yes, mommy, you are the queen. Look at you, and you look at your purse, and look at your dress." And she's just strutting and everything. And it made me feel so good. And I don't even know these people, but I just want somebody to hype me up like that. I wish I had that kind of World Wrestling Federation intro like that, like
Right.
that Stone Cold glass breaks, and then like that's how I want to feel like every time somebody sees me, like I want them to know that they're going to get that energy. Even if I don't have it, I'm going to make them feel like $1,000,000, and that energy transfers. And then When I need it, when I'm feeling down, I know I can look at my phone. There's gonna be missed calls, missed messages. Hey, did you eat? Where are you going? What's going on? This is on TV tonight. Are we watching it? What's everything? All the things, because that energy transfers, like you said, like a boomerang. So one thing I can say, empowerment, it starts with intent.
Mm.
It starts with intent. You got to be intentional about who you want to be and how you want to speak and all of those things. And like Double said, going out there and putting a smile on people's face, because he knows somebody needs it. They're not going to say it out loud, but they don't need to, but they need it. Just like you ever sat on a subway or a bus and you talk to a person that looked like nobody talked to them all day. And you know that they just needed 5 or 6 words. Hey, how are you doing? Man, it's taking long, isn't it? Yeah. You know, where you headed? I'm going to the show. I might just start talking and telling them my story, and they might listen to me, whether they wanted to or not. But somebody spoke to them today. I look for people like that, and it empowers you, not because you're looking for a pat on the back, but because you know that was the least I could have did, and it did the most for them.
Facts.
I love that. You said you felt Nikki was in your head. I feel like he was in mine. That's definitely, I don't think I like have a certain number or anything like that, but I certainly like live life by wanting to make people feel seen and heard and like they belong. I want to create a space where folks feel like they belong anywhere that I go, because I understand what it's like to feel like you don't, right? I understand what it's like to feel like just so different that nobody could ever understand you without passing judgment, and not really being able to get to know you. And the ability, I think that that's a very special, I think that that's beyond like a skill or a purpose. I think that's a gift. Honestly, whenever you're able to make people feel seen, heard, and like they belong, we always run back to that quote by Maya Angelou. People won't always remember what you said or what you did. They're always going to remember how you made them feel. And that is a life hack. If you can understand that how you make people feel carries weight, that you have that power, and whenever you see them, you give them that power without needing it back because you've seen them. Right? It is so beautiful. And I truly believe that that energy, just like Nikki said, it's a boomerang, it's a tenfold. And one thing that I do want to say about that is we don't do it to get the benefit back, right? You don't do it for the reciprocity. You do it because it's on your heart. But whenever that intent and those good things are on your heart, you are what you eat, it's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to you. You're going to attract it. It's going to be magnetic. That's why once you empower yourself, you start receiving it from others. It comes back to you. The universe is always going to look out for you. Boy, man, this might be my favorite episode. Hold on.
I want to end on that too, right?
Yeah,
I want to end on that because not only is it a gift, it's a curse, right? Because anybody who actually has this power understands the tiredness that comes with it, right? How draining it could be, like to see everybody and not be seen, because that's how it feels at the end of the day, right? So that's why we have to circle back and be surrounded by those people who can refill your cup as well too. Because at the end of the day, like,
yeah. And shout out to you for being one of those people for me, y'all. One thing about my other half, he gonna at least once a week, usually more than that, but you good? Everything all right? You good? How you doing? And talk to you. Like, he gonna always, you know what I mean, make sure that he double back and check in with me. And that makes me want to do the same for him and the people that are around me, because I see how important it is. Because it'll be times when I'll be like, nigga, let me tell you. But like, you know, just the fact that he thinks about it, all the Boss Babe panel, I really love the relationship that we all have with each other.
I mean, since we talk about reaching out to people, I do feel like we've talked about this so much, there's probably somebody out there that every one of us know they need to reach out to and give a little bit of little care to, just a little care. And so if you have time this week, you know, that's a part of self-love, self-empowerment, all of those things is loving the people around you. So make sure that you're out there doing those things. There's somebody out there who needed to hear it. So
there is somebody out there that needed to hear it, but I do not want that person to be confused with the people that be sending the future memes talking about, so Remember that one time when the sky was, no, we're not doing that. It's not an excuse to text your ex, bitches. Okay. I'm just going to say it. It's not an excuse. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And right back to reciprocity. How you say the word? Reciprocity? Whatever. Either way, right?
Reciprocity.
There you go. That word. Right? I'm excited, right? So either way, right? You can't do that to everyone because you have to remember people are energy vampires. You feel what I'm saying? So that one person that you might be thinking about might be that same person that never does that for you as well.
Y'all
so you
know
can't,
who to, don't
you can't force that.
Don't you call them.
You can't force. That's what I'm saying. You can't force that. You can't go around forcing to go check on those people though. Sometimes you have to let that shit go.
No.
I mean, make sure you know at this point, at this grown ass age, we need to know who's not to contact. They were fun, but no.
For sure.
No more second chances.
I'm going to let the Boss Bae panel go ahead and do their outros. Make sure y'all follow them and keep in touch with them because you can find them more than just here. These are content creators. So I encourage you all to get in their communities as well.
What's up, you guys? I'm Nikki 24/7, and I promise you, I'm going to be your favorite her historian here on TikTok. Check me out. Empowerment Through History is coming back September 9th, and I'm so excited for this season because I have found TikTok's other historians. And yo, I'm about to interview them and it's about to be so dope. We have Black historians, whether they are professional or self-appointed. We have Black genealogists. We got Black content creators that are out here just, when you see the Black history videos, they're the ones creating it. I'm so excited for this season. So this will be Wednesdays at 9 p.m. right the day after Tuesday. So, you got your self-love and yourself, all that happening here, right? You're going to come over and get your little history, all right? So that's Wednesdays starting in September at 9 p.m.
Okay.
This joke's on you. Y'all can hit me with the fine, but you probably just going to have to hit rewind on Modern Day Bae for now. I'll hit y'all with a debut time and a date soon to come. But for now, you can find me on Modern Day Bae with Elder Drug and these panelists here, the Boss Bae panel.
Big double, not the little one. Another great show, you know what I mean? I don't cause trouble anymore, so thank you guys so much for that, of course. I do have a whole bunch of shows. Season 7 of everything will be back real soon. You got to stay tuned for that as well, too. And ladies, if you want to whisper some motivational words to each other while we work on empowering ourselves and each other, call me. It's going down. All right.
I know. I don't understand why I don't prepare myself every time for his outros.
Me neither.
I don't understand. A praise kink is not the same as self-empower. I just want you to know. Okay, it's not the same.
It can be. It can be. It can be.
It's not the
if
same.
You do it right.
It's not. It is not. That is that toxic shit, y'all. Don't you dare. Oh my goodness. Okay, ladies. A praise kink is not the same thing. It's okay to have one, but I'm just saying it's not the same thing. All right. Okay.
Praise in the grade room. Either way, okay. Wrong show.
Yeah. Okay.
Cut that part.
Oh, we're gonna blooper that for sure. For sure.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay.
All right. What an amazing talk with our Boss Bae tonight. Boss Bae panel tonight. This was such a great episode. But it is time for Elle Said It. That's right. It is the part of the show where I give my key takeaways and highlights of the episode and everything that we talked about. So I have a few things for you tonight, and it's a gift. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is self-trust. Confidence comes and goes, but empowerment is a sense of security. All right. There will be some days you'll feel amazing, and there will be some days you'll question everything. But going into that rooted trust, no matter what happens, you will figure it out. That's what empowerment is. It's knowing that life won't always be easy and people won't always stay. Plans won't always work, but you won't stop showing up for you. You become your own safe place. You become the voice that encourages yourself. And you become the person who keeps your own promises. And when you learn to trust yourself, you stop chasing uncertainty, you stop chasing validation, you finally realize you can trust yourself through all of the chaos. And that is power. That is self-empowerment. All right? This week's affirmation is I release the belief that I need permission to become who I was created to be. And I trust I am becoming exactly who I need to be. All right. And when they ask you,
Who told you that?
tell them Elle said it. Duh. All right, tonight's episode is, of course, brought to you by Drug Radio. A big, gigunda, huge shout out to our Boss Bae panelists tonight, Nikki 24/7, Big Double L, and Jokes on You. Also, a big shout out to DJ Rich Beats, our official MDB pre-show DJ, Barry, our admin and talent producer, and King Lido, our audio and visual coordinator. And thank you for tuning into another episode of Modern Day Bae. And especially if you pulled up during the live recording, we appreciate y'all getting active in the chat. All right. Make sure y'all tap in every Tuesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Drug Radio live on TikTok. You got Modern Day Bae on Tuesday. You got the Weekly Fix on Friday. They're both here. So make sure you tap in. And until then, my name is Elle the Drug. And remember, you deserve to live well. We'll see you next time.